All right, this is a big deal. Some Valley women say one contractor took $256,000 from them, just walked away from their remodeling jobs. They contacted 3 on Your Side's Gary Harper for some help.
Yeah,
Gary?
Patty, this was a very large, pretty big remodeling job. It centers around a company called All American Residential and Commercial Construction. It's run by a guy named Doug Pinnaker and his wife. Now, they were paid for a job in full, but although they accepted the money, the remodeling job is nowhere near finished. Can you tell us what you did with the $256,000?
When we caught up with Doug Pinnaker and his wife, they didn't have much to say to 3 on Your Side.
That's a lot of money to take from these poor women.
Those women are Allison Van Wyck, Lisa Reinhardt, and Katie Hess, who all own and live in the Central Phoenix home. The women wanted to remodel and expand the house, so they hired a company called All American Residential and Commercial Construction, ran by Doug Pinnaker and his wife.
We paid them a deposit a little over a year ago.
Not just a deposit, but over the course of several months, the women wrote out checks to Doug Pinnaker's company totaling $256,000, the cost of the entire project. It was basically paid for in full. For $250,000, Doug Pinnaker did some work like framing, and he did add a second floor, but then the women say Doug Pinnaker abandoned the job.
It needs to be completed. They promised that.
The women say they tried contacting Doug Pinnaker to find out why he took their money and never returned, but they say he dodged all communication.
How can someone take $256,000 and walk away?
The women contacted 3 on Your Side, and we started looking into Doug Pinnaker and his company. Since he wasn't talking to them, maybe he would talk to us.
Now, this is Doug Pinnaker's bio that we printed off the internet. And in Doug's own words, he says that he likes to help people keep their promises. Well, this is Doug Pinnaker's home here in Glendale. Let's go knock on the door and see if he wants to fulfill that promise of remodeling the women's house.
The good news, Doug Pinnaker answered the door, but then he saw it was 3 on Your Side and quickly shut it.
They gave you $250,000. You sleep well at night? You took a lot of money.
It may be easy to close a door, but it is not so easy to dodge our cameras in downtown Phoenix, where days later we found Doug Pinnaker and his wife outside the federal building where they showed up for a scheduled bankruptcy hearing. Bankruptcy, as in they claim to be flat broke. So exactly what happened to that $256,000 they took? It was a question even Pinnaker's attorney did not want to answer following the hearing.
Can you maybe help address where some of the money went? There's a lot of people looking for money that your client supposedly took. Can you address that?
We have no comment at this time.
All right, $256,000. No idea where that went.
For Lisa, Allison, and Katie, they don't know if they'll ever see their money again or if they'll ever see their home finished.
It's not our home. Our home has been destroyed by this man who took our money and won't finish the job. We don't have a home.
Well, at the bankruptcy hearing, Doug Pinnaker and his wife said that they used some of the women's money to pay bills. They also said that at least the women have part of a home. Well, I tell you what, they paid $256,000 not for a part of a home. They paid for a complete remodel job, and it is far from being completed. So I tell you what, we're going to stay all over the story and see where it leads us. Just because we aired it tonight doesn't end right here. We're going to see how this bankruptcy thing pans out. We're also going to see what happens with these 3 women and the remodeling job, because their home right now is just basically, it's almost unlivable.
It's a mess.
Yeah,
for sure.
it is a mess.
Thank you, Gary.
You bet.
Now.